Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting night of House Party 5v5 action as we are taken to the Rift for Academy League tonight for two best of twos. My name is DJ Darkwing D on the play-by-play. With me once again, had some fun with you last night, the Saved One. How's it going, man?
It's actually going very, very well. How are you doing?
Man, I am doing fantastic. I got a good workout in today. I'm tired as hell after a long day at work and a couple hours at the gym, but man, I'm doing good. We got a great game set up for you, though, today. Divine Mind on the blue side, taking on Space Age on the red side.
Yeah, I am very, very excited to see these two teams square off. As we know, Divine Mind is basically Immortals from the LCS. The reincarnation came over to the Academy League. They're actually, I think they're undefeated. I'm not too sure, but they do have 16 points, which means they are in first place, and they will be facing Space Age Lizards, and they are going to be in fourth place. So as the bans are going to be going out, we see Kha'Zix Rek'Sai already being banned, targeted towards the purple team, and Zed and Janna. So we already see two jungle bans coming out from the blue side. So I do want to see if the red team jungler is kind of maybe getting a little bit too overhyped, or if this guy's actually a threat.
Hey man, I love overhyped, so we'll see how that goes. A couple of standard bans, as well as it looks like a couple of targeted bans. We got Kha'Zix, Rek'Sai, Quinn, Zed, and Janna out so far. Anything you think might be taken away from this blue team?
I think that Kog'Maw actually might be banned if they are going to be going maybe sort of like what is strong in League of Legends right now. Other than that, yeah, they are going to be banning the Fizz. So that's actually two picks that is targeted towards, I think it's Fury in the mid lane. And already Divine Mind is going to be picking up the Elise. Elise has been a very, very strong champion. She has a really, really nice early game that can pull off a lot of really, really nice ganks. So I'm very, very excited to see what Divine Mind's jungler can actually do with it, just in general. Other than that, Zed, Fizz, Janna being banned out over on the side of Space Age. Over on Divine Mind, though, Kha'Zix, Rek'Sai, Quinn. No surprises there. Also, Space Age is going to be picking up the Thresh Lucian.
You know what? I love the lore in video games, especially starting out in League of Legends. It just always irks me a little bit seeing a Thresh Lucian lane.
Yeah, it's actually one of the strongest lanes right now, mainly because
which makes
Lucian,
it so messed up.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very messed up. Thresh stole your wife, but you are one of the best bottom lane duos, mainly because there's so many dashes, there's so many disengages. There's also a lot of re-engage in that bottom lane.
Bro, Elo
yeah.
is more important than love right now.
It is. It's very, very important. And just right off of that answer from that bottom lane pickup, Divine Mind is going to be picking up their bottom lane. Nothing too surprising, but one thing I haven't really seen as often is actually the Kalista Braum lane. And now it's a very, very tanky lane. And in terms of the Braum Thresh matchup, Braum versus Thresh, it's a humongous skill matchup. So if Thresh can land his pulls and allow Braum to waste his shield, then I think that the lane is going to go more in the favor of Space Age. But other than that, I think if Kalista can output all of this damage onto Space Age's bottom lane, I think that they could be in some trouble. Also, Irelia is going to be getting hovered.
Yeah, Irelia and Bard hovered over right now. I wouldn't mind seeing a Ling Bard, to be honest, but don't think we're going to see that. I don't think we're going to be seeing the Yorick as well, unless we see kind of a specialty pick come out. He's not in the best place right now.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I think he's a wonderful champion, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's something that most teams try to do. They just try and hover the troll things. Skarner actually hasn't been hovered this champion select, so I think Flowers is wiping his head a little bit. But other than that,
is Florida even watching right now? Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
He's
he
in
is.
Chat, so yeah, sure enough.
Yeah. You also see Irelia being locked in and Vi being locked in. Now, both of these champions, we have to remember that these guys are in silver and bronze, so they're not the highest skilled player, so anything is viable. You see Vi.
I mean, I'm sure you watched me play it in the games last night. I know how it goes. I suck at this game. There's a reason why I commentate instead of play.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know, it's very fun to cast and then just go in the game yourself, and it's just like, whoa. I'm not the best at this game, but it's a lot of fun. This game is a lot of fun. Yeah.
It is.
So,
It totally
yeah.
is.
Yeah, so you see already, Prantic is a top laner that loves to counter pick. I have personal experience from this mainly because I subbed in for Black Thunder and I had to face against Prantic. And literally both times he counterpicked me, which was very, very annoying, but he won the lane fair and square. So he's going to be facing off against this Irelia that is on the side of Space Sage. Other than that, I think that Vi is a very, very strong pick, mainly because she has an ultimate that literally is a point and click CC.
Yeah, I mean, she can save herself and just do so many awesome things with it. It'd be interesting to see how it works out. I love this Rek'Sai, or excuse me, not Rek'Sai, Renekton pickup, though. It is such a good counter against an Irelia. It'll be interesting to see if he's going to go a little bit tanky, or if we might see a little bit of the full AD Renekton, which just wrecks Irelia that much further. So it'll be interesting to see if he wants to win the lane or be kind of a late game bruiser.
Yeah, like the Irelia versus Renekton matchup, it mainly goes Renekton tries to play just like how Renekton plays. He's a lane bully. But the only way for Irelia to do damage is if she gets close to the enemy champion. But that's Renekton's kind of power spike, is if he does hit that, if his Fury does go into the red zone, then Irelia is going to be in so much trouble, and I cannot wait to see this top lane matchup and how it plays out.
It looks like everything is set. Lanes are set. And we got about 30 seconds to get into this game. I really want this countdown to go down because I want to check out Prantic's Runes and Masteries before we head on in here. So, but we do got about 30 seconds to go. Where do you think the junglers are going to be focusing their attention this game?
Well, over on the side of Divine Mind. Now, when you talk about Elise, you think, okay, she has Cocoon, she has all this burst, she's just so mobile in general, so she's going to be all over this map. Honestly, if I was her, I would try and stick mid and top for these early type levels, mainly because these are the two easiest lanes to gank. As for bottom lane, I think once you start hitting the level 4, level 5, level 6, you start to get a little bit more tankier. So you can take a lot more damage than you can from the early game, or that you could have from the early game. So you're going to see a lot of pressure going down mid and top lane. Other than that, Vi's, if this guy can farm up as best as possible, because we saw that yesterday, how that Skarner yesterday had to farm up to that level 6, and he wasn't doing the absolute best at doing that. So hopefully this jungler over on the side of Space Age can actually maybe farm up to the max potential that junglers can farm up to get the most experience in order to gank these lanes once he hits level 6.
Yeah, so looking at these Runes and Masteries now that they're in Champ Select, or now that they're in the loading screen and we don't ruin anything, he's running 4 magic resist, 15 physical damage, health per level yellows, and a 5% cooldown reduction. So over on his Masteries, though, looks like he's going down the Resolve tree. He's got Grasp with the Undying for his Keystone. He's going 12-0-18. So he's kind of, it seems like he's going a mixture of the two. He's going to be able to be that much more of a late bully, but come down to the late game and he's going to still be that monster, really tanky guy.
Yeah, he's just going to do Renekton things into this top lane, but if we take a step... Just Renekton thing. But if we do take a step back just to look at these two team comps, it looks like both of these teams kind of do kind of the same thing. Other than that, Divine Mind does have a more of a team fight type comp, mainly because you see the Lissandra AoE. You see that Elise can easily pick off someone if they kind of misstep. So if she cocoons someone, then that's the Divine Mind's kind of go ahead to start using all of these ults and just use all of their damage onto Space Age. But not to mention, Space Age has a very nice pick comp. They have the Vial, they have the Irelia. Just Irelia in general is made to pick off and just do all of this damage, not to mention the Ahri Charm. Now, it's going to be a very action-packed game, and I just can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. You mentioned how these teams really do have, like taking a step back, these teams really do just a lot of the same thing. So
Mhm.
we'll be interested to see how this plays out. We got about 25 seconds to go until we are into the loading screens ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and grab a quick drink of water and throw some music on the stream. Stick around. We'll be back for game number 1 of Divine Mind versus Space Age Lizards on the House Party 5v5 Academy League. We'll be right back. And welcome to game number 1 of House Party 5v5 Academy League Divine Mind on the blue side. Space Age Lizards on the red side. I'm DJ DarkWD with the saved one. We're ready for an some exciting action here. It looks like the blue team already pinging to just kind of set up the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they are going to be pinging more of a defensive start. Now, what that really means is they try and block off every exit possible, or entrance possible into their jungle, just so that they kind of try and prevent the enemy team from trying to invade. But you already see Space Age looking for either a pick or maybe potentially they might be invading.
Yeah, I think they're just looking for the pick here. They have the Thresh out in front. Arya's not picked anything just yet. They're looking for somebody, but nobody's going around that way. They're all chilling around this bottom side, though, because I think they just suspect something coming in. But fishing is going to be coming through. It looks like they might want to get a couple of deep wards here now.
Yeah, I think that they want to try and either get the invade, or they are just going to get a ward onto the blue. Or not the blue, the red. Yeah. Sorry, my words escaped me. But you already see Aurelia is going to be heading over the top side. Minions are going to be going into the lane. A normal vanilla start. All talk, no show. Just a normal start. Both teams are going to be starting bottom side. So we could potentially see some action going in the top lane. But what will determine that, though, is if Elise goes Krugs red blue, or if she goes Krugs red Raptors.
You know what? I'm not a jungler, so I'm not sure. Yep. I can't say either way which I think she's going to go. Yep. But I think the best option for her is really to just get up to the blue side, or to the top lane as fast as possible, and just start causing some mayhem. If you can get Renekton up there early and start getting him fed, you're set all game long for that top lane.
Yeah, so Elise is going to be going a different build path from what I said, but there is a lot of zoning trying to come out from fishing in bot in this bottom lane. He is trying to get the level 2 so that once he gets the level 2, he can try and get the Flay hook off.
how that works out. They're really fairly close. There it is. There's the level 2. And he's going right on in. There's the hook over onto Sinister. Pushes him back. He's got the shield, so he blocks a good amount of the damage. But, man, still takes so much, down to just a quarter of his health left.
Yeah, Thresh alone is a humongous lane bully in this bottom lane. He's done a really, really good job zoning off the Kalista to force her to be down in CS at this moment. So in this early game, it looks like Thresh and the Lucian are going to be trying to push up as best as possible into this. But we already see a level 3 gang coming off top lane.
Yeah, Vi is coming in. Man, Frantic doing so much damage. Backs out at just the right time, but you know, even if Vi had come in, I'm pretty sure he could have gotten at least 1 kill out of that.
Yeah, I think he honestly could have gotten maybe even the double, honestly. This early game Renekton damage is actually just so strong, and he is just going to be bullying the heck out of this Irelia. And it's actually something that we touched on in Champion Select, is that Renekton, if once he hits that red bar, you want to get the heck away from him. But Irelia can't really do anything against that since she has to go into that melee form.
Yeah, I mean, he's just doing what he can. See, she goes up, and he's immediately going to Q.
Yeah.
Goes ahead and hits the W. I mean, it's the ridiculous amount of damage coming out.
Yeah, you also see that Vi actually might meet Elise in this top lane, but Elise is definitely trying to get something off here.
Yeah, she's gonna drop a ward. They know she's up there right now. They might run into each other. Looks like they're gonna back off as they both want to get this. Oh, we might be seeing a fight now. Here comes in everyone coming in to flash away, but there's Ignite, gets stunned on up. And Ignite going to give Lissandra the first kill.
Yeah, that was actually...
Scuttle Crab, that's the one I couldn't think of.
Yeah, it was actually a very, very nice rotation coming out from Elise. There was also very, very nice communication in general, mainly because you want to have that 100% communication with your jungler, so that right when the jungler says, okay, you need to come right now, then the immediate rotation happens. It was very nice. Picked herself up a first blood, and you already see top lane. Again, Prantic going very, very ham.
He's going to slice in. Dice is out. He actually took a decent amount of damage there, but damage has been done. I mean, she's out of, she's on her last Corrupting Potion stack right now, so she's going to have to play a little bit safer. She's got the teleport. She might need to go ahead and just either stay under tower, or she needs to go back, buy what she can, and then get back. Get some early armor is what she needs.
Yeah, some people do not realize how impactful the level 2 power spike is in the bottom lane just in general, and even just the amount of zoning that Fishing and Bot has been doing, because you saw in the early game that both of these ADCs were at maybe an equal amount of CS. Right when they hit the level 2, the CS difference was 4, and that escalated into a 10, and now it's almost a 20 CS difference in this bottom lane, and that's just that's going to hurt Kalista so much.
Yeah, oh, Kalista gets caught right there. There comes in. Oh, but from behind, here comes Smelly. They're going on to pro nibs. He flashes away, but he's going down. If somebody could get one more shot, she jumps in. Here comes in Zoo, though, but Smelly's going to back away. And just like that, Divine Mind up 2-0 in this early game.
Yeah, Divine Mind is going to try and waste as much of this Vi's time as they possibly can. Oh,
Zoo gets caught, though. There's the flash over and the ultimate from Fury. That's a dead Vi, and that should be a dragon for Divine Mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a double buffs over to her as well.
Yeah, she's going to be so strong when she goes back to base, because not only are they allowing Lissandra to turn into the lane bully that she needs to be, they're giving her double buffs, and she also has a lot... they have a lot of CS and just a lot of gold just in general, so she is going to be going back into lane. She doesn't feel the need to go back to base just yet, but we see Elise maybe going a little bit aggressive into this enemy jungle. Nothing too much going to happen out of that, but this is the point of the game where both teams are starting to go back to base, and you kind of already see just how powerful Divine Mind's laners are, because you see in the top lane 20 CS difference over there. You see in the bottom lane, Kalista isn't really doing that well, so hopefully she can try and farm up just a little bit better. See in the mid lane, the CS is actually almost it's the exact same. And also, Vi isn't really doing as well as Space Age really wants her to do.
No, not at all. She's down 0-2. She's at least got her Tracker's Knife, so she's going to be able to start supplying some vision for her team, but she really needs to get in there and start pulling off some ganks.
Yeah, speaking of vision, you see that both teams actually have the bottom side river actually just lit up like a Christmas tree on both sides. It looks like Space Age's boards are going to be running out definitely faster than Divine Minds are, but there are 2 pink wards coming out for them, so it was very, very nice in that sense, but you also see a fight in the bottom lane.
Oh, they're coming right on in. This is not good. Sneaky gets caught. They don't jump in with it, though. I think they're more concerned with trying to take out this pink ward just a little bit, but the damage is coming out. Here comes in Smelly onto Blue Poro. He's got to be able to get the cocoon. There it is, and Blue Poro has nowhere to go. Frantic, they're trying to give this one over to him. Poro was trying to do as much damage as he could, but it's just a little bit too little too late.
That was actually very, very nicely played by Elise just in general there, mainly because she didn't start off by using her cocoon like most inexperienced Elise players do. She actually saved it and just auto-attacked. All you gotta do when you play Elise is you want to stay in your human form and you want to try and auto-attack until the cocoon becomes a point blank. Once that happens, then Elise immediately got her cocoon off, allowing Renekton to pick up that kill.
Yeah, it was a matter of the overextension. Actually, we might be seeing some action up in the top side by the red buff. It looks like a ward goes down, and that's going to be all she wrote there. But no, I mean, it was just an overextension. Smelly just knew he didn't have to use it, and like you said, it was a great job of being patient.
Yeah, it was also very, very nice wave control coming out from Prantic, mainly because I think there might have been some communication from Elise to Renekton saying, okay, just allow the wave to push on you since you know you're so ahead. Just allow the Irelia to hard shove it, which is exactly what she did, and then once Prantic saw that Irelia was overextended, he called Elise instantly top lane and picked up that kill. That was a very, very nice kill. Other than that, nothing really too big going on here. There's a little bit of fight in this top lane, but you already see...
Oh, he jumps right on in. A good stun, though. Takes a good amount of damage. He's going to go ahead and pop the Tiamat, but Blue Poro was out of range. And, you know, Blue Poro has the Sheen now, which is going to be really good. He's pretty far behind, down 1 kill, down about 25 CS. So he is going to have a hard time still, but he's going to be doing a lot more damage now. Great hook by Fishing. Oh, and a good job by Nibs getting out of the way of the Glacial Fissure. Niki's going to throw his ulti on over to Nibs. Going to throw the shield onto him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He might be going down. Sneaky picks one up. They do manage to pick up the Shaco, though, but Fishing in the bot is going to be able to get out on that one. Unfortunately, it was not Pro Nibs that picked up the kill there.
It's exactly what Kalista needed in this bottom lane. She was sitting on those 2 assists, and she was just waiting for the enemy bot lane just to try and make a mistake. Once she saw that mistake that the bot lane made, she was like, okay, now it's time to go ham. I've got the 4 stacks of Braum's passive off. We see a little bit of aggression going on the top lane from Prantic, but other than that, very, very nice pickup in that bottom lane just in general. You saw, right as that fight actually started, both junglers were actually topside, and I thought there was going to be maybe a gank off there, but Tribush was warded over on the side, or for the side of Divine Minds, so at least very, very easily. Saw that? Oh, there could be a
Oh, man, Blue Poro's going down. Maybe not just yet. Here comes in Zoo and an Elise, or excuse me, and a Lissandra Fury coming in. Blue Poro needs to just continue to run away. A good ulti, but there's the flash over onto Frantic. There's an ulti onto Zoo as well. But here comes in, the charm misses thanks to a good flash, but Ignite as well as the dashes are going to pick up a good kill for Ahri. Much needed.
Yeah, it was a very, very nice roam by her. And one thing that Lissandra needed to realize is that she was tanking the tower initially, which was very, very bad for her because she's not that tanky yet. She just picked herself up a Roa, which is going to add to the tankiness that she does have. But other than that, she was tanking the tower, and Ahri instantly saw that and was like, okay, I'm going to come top lane. So she forced Lissandra to use the flash, but sadly for Lissandra, Ahri did have 2 more charges of that Spirit Rush, so that went in their favor. We also see, like I was saying in Champion Select, Elise is now level 7, so she is going to try and pull off something into this bottom lane.
He's coming in through the lane for a gank by trying to decide which way she's going to go. He does head down. They're going to go ahead and throw in Shaco. He doesn't land, but they might get the stun over onto finishing bot. There's the Glacial Fissure, and he just gets melted. Zoo gets spotted. They're headed up towards him, but it looks like there's a Lissandra as well. We'll see if the camera wants to head back that way. For now, it's a fight between Frantic and Poro. Frantic doing what he can, but looks like everything is backing off now, and Divine Mind is going to go ahead and get another dragon.
Yeah, Vi almost made the exact same mistake that she did make in the early game, was trying to make her way bottom side, but then also trying to go towards her blue buff, but then she was trying to go towards the tower, because that's what most lower elos they try and do, is they see tower is safe equals safeness, so let's try and go towards the tower. So Vi did try and go towards the tower in that early game, but that just led her to death. She did end up correcting that mistake just a little bit right there, because we saw that Divine Mind was trying to collapse on her, but she did make it out. So very, very nicely done by her. But as for that battle in that bottom lane, basically the mindset that you want to have when you're ganking bottom lane is any kill is fine. So even though the ADC looks very, very juicy with that low health, the stun instantly went onto the thresh. You see a little bit of a fight going on top lane.
Oh man, Blue Poro takes a lot of damage there. This is not looking good for Blue Poro, but man, that's just ridiculous damage. I mean, look what he's got: 2 long swords, Tiamat, and a Phage as well.
Yeah, one thing that's actually very, very important to note is that both of these junglers throughout this whole entire game have kind of been in the same jungles as each other, or in the opposite jungle as each other. So when Elise is in the red jungle, Vi is also in her blue jungle, but then Elise is trying to make her way mid lane. Vi is actually, I think Vi is going to be taking that blue buff. No, she's actually going to hand that over to Ahri. So Ahri is going to get a little bit more sustain in this mid lane. Frantic is definitely trying to look for a kill in this top lane.
Yeah, I mean, he can do it. He has all of his stuff up right now except for his flash, but I don't think that's going to matter too much if he decides to go in.
Yeah, Vi is trying to make her way over to this top side, seeing that Renekton is kind of... He's actually not overextended at the moment, but he's going very aggressive. You see Vi's going to go down.
Yeah, he just jumped in. Vi is there, though. He doesn't have his flash. He doesn't have really anything to get away. He goes and pops the ulti. Zoo flashes away prematurely. I don't think he needed to do that.
Yeah,
but it is what it is, and that's how it goes.
It's something as a top laner that you sometimes actually need to recognize is, do you do more damage against your lane opponent? And if you do, you see a dive.
Oh, Frantic trying to go in. Blue Poro takes a decent amount of damage, but a good stun is going to stop him. He might continue to try to go in. Vi is around, but there's the turret going down.
Yeah, you already see Vi staying in this top lane just in case anyone tries to show up, and you already see Fury and Bald Guy trying to go into this top lane and maybe trying to make something happen. Nothing too much is going to be happening, but as Frantic takes the top lane tower, gets Irelia low, Vi is also low taking red buff. They are going to be taking that Rift Herald. Yeah, yes. Rift Herald in order to create more pressure in the top lane.
Oh man, yeah, they need to do a little bit in this bot lane though. I mean, Pro Nibs and Fishing do a good amount of damage and cause a bit of mayhem. You do see, a great CS lead for Pro Nibs. Unfortunately, 2 kills, 2 assists is going to mean that Kalista is ahead, but they need to get in there and start causing a little bit of mayhem.
Yeah, you saw... Oh, we see Shaco maybe trying to put something down, puts up the shield to try and maybe negate some of the damage that he thought that Lucian would try and put out, but nothing really going to happen there. But it's actually... Go ahead.
I think that would have been actually the perfect time to go in. You knew nothing was going to happen, though, as soon as the shield came out, but he should have popped Glacial Fissure right there, and they could have just destroyed this bottom lane. Smelly is here. It looks like they're going to go for this tower. Vi's in the area, but I think it's not going to happen. Shaco goes and pops the shield, and they're going all the way in. It's a 4v1. There comes in the Glacial Fissure, as well as the TP from Irelia. She is way too overextended, though. Smelly picks himself up another kill. The rest of the team was already leaving, should have canceled that teleport.
Yeah, it was kind of maybe a miscommunication on the side of Space Sage, like Hook coming out.
They do not, I was just saying, do not go in on that, man. That is just dope.
Yeah, your mind is telling you no, but the body is also telling you no.
But my body...
You see Frantic.
They're going right on in on this, though. Smelly Bomb Guy comes in. He's in spider form. He can't get the cocoon off. But they did what they needed to do. They backed the team off, and they might be going for this tower. Shaco has to jump away from this one, but they jump right on in. They are going to melt Lucian, and that is another tower down, 3 towers to just 1.
Yeah. One thing that is actually very, very good to mention over on the side of Divine Mind is this is exactly why they are in first, is because all of their laners are very, very strong laners, and they either go even or they go positive. You see in the bottom lane, you see mid lane. Alessandro was looking kind of shaky in that mid game, but kind of started picking that up with the roam bottom. Other than that, you see Space Age, and they're kind of all over the map. You see that Prantic was in the top lane just a second ago, and he pushed that out, forcing the Vi to actually go top lane and clear that out. That's actually why she wasn't in that fight in that bottom lane. So it's a maybe a communication error, or maybe it's a team error as a whole, but Space Age is looking very, very sloppy. Yeah, you also see that there is going to be a mid lane siege. You see Ahri throwing up Charm.
Yeah, Charm comes down. Unfortunately, I tried to cough and muted my mic, forgot to unmute it. It happens all the time. I don't want to be coughing on talking.
No worries.
But nothing really goes on there. They do manage to back them off for just a minute, but that tower is dangerously low and going to be going down here very soon. We see Dragon is up. Baron going to be up in another minute. Looks like they're just going to rotate over, pick up Dragon number 3.
Yeah, it also kind of looks like Space Age is being a little bit hesitant and also very, very careful, because you saw that Aurelia was in that top side bush of the mid lane, and I think she was maybe trying to look for a flank there, but she was being hesitant and just made her way back top lane. They are going to be giving the 3rd dragon over to Divine Mind, and it's a very, very strong dragon because it allows... Oh, you see a hook.
Oh, hook onto Shaco. They pull him in. He doesn't have the chance to jump away, but sneaky, the pro that he is going to pull Shaco out of that one.
Yeah, it's something that Space Age has now taken note of, so they do know that the Kalista ult is going to be down, I believe, for maybe a good minute. In a response to that, they are going to be trying to push out this mid lane, but Renekton is going to be going top lane to try and answer the Irelia split push.
Yeah, that's actually almost a 2-minute one, about 100 seconds. They do get the hook onto Shaco. He's going to be going down. Zoo gets ulted though, and he gets melted himself. They go 1 for 1, but a jungler for a support, and a support picking up the kill. That's Thresh getting 2 kills. And in the very early game, I don't think it's that bad when they're still laning to give the gold over to the support. Really helps out the lane. But 20 minutes in, this far behind, that is a big detriment for the team to give that gold over.
Yeah, I was gonna say that usually when you go 1 for 1 and you're the team that's ahead, that's usually not worth for you. But Thresh did pick up the kill that they did try and pick off there, so that didn't really go too well for Space Age, and that kind of went in the favor for Divine Mind there. So they already know that Vi has to make her way back down bot. You see that Aurelia's top side, you see that Prantic is inside of your jungle. So they are going to be very, very easily, they are going to easily take that mid lane tower. From that, they are going to be going back to base, and Kalista is just going to be going back to base as well, or she's going to be trying to take Raptors to try and get a little bit of gold, so that she can actually try and pick up Runaan's Hurricane.
Yeah, she's got 1,500 gold right now. She's got a good amount. Honestly, I can't tell you the exact gold amounts. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to pick it up outright. But hey, she's going back, so we'll be able to check that out in just a minute. ProDude's going to get his red buff. That's going to help him out in the coming fight. And Runaan's is going to be picked up by Kalista with about 75 gold to spare.
Yeah, you see that both buffs are going to be going over to the opposite laner. So now Alessandra can do whatever she wants with her Q, since she can spam it so often. So that's going to give Divine
Mind.
Hit it, though. Yeah, it's going to give Divine Mind a lot more wave clear. So on top of the Runaan's Hurricane from Kalista, as we were saying, it's now going to allow Divine Mind to really just push out whatever lanes they want. And one thing I really like that Divine Mind is doing is they're trying to get as many warriors, and you already see a pick.
Oh yeah, they're trying to go in onto Zoo. Uses the Q, but there's a flash in from Prantic. They're going to flash under the tower for this one. She jumps right on in, but the rest of the team isn't there. Zoo should have just left. And that is going to be another kill going over to Lissandra. Luporo tries to jump in, uses the jump, uses the flash. It is not enough. Prantic on a rampage. They're going to try to siege over onto this tower, but they do got some good weave clear from Guy, but it looks like they don't want to go in for it. There's the hook over onto Smelly. A cocoon does land, though. They might be trying to go in for this one. There is the CC on the fishing. It looks like they just don't want to go for it. They know the safe route is just take the tower and walk away. They're at almost a 10k gold lead now. They're at 8k right now.
Yeah, one thing that Space Age didn't really recognize is that the Lucian is going to be bottom trying to split push, so they didn't really want to get caught out in their own jungle. But one thing I really like that Divine Mind is doing is they're playing to their comp. That's usually what most teams don't really do nowadays. They're just like, alright, whoever's fed, just whatever. If you're fed, then you're strong. But it's like, alright, what does our comp do? We're a pick/siege comp. So let's pick first. They picked off the Vi very easily. They picked up the Irelia very easily as well. So they got that top lane tower. They knew.
Oh, they're jumping in. Frantic goes in once again. A great cocoon. And man, Zoo gets caught once again.
Yeah, as I was saying, after that they actually rotated mid lane, got a tower. They also got the Vi kill. So very nicely done by them. It's going to give a ton of gold to whoever got that kill just in general. And you already see that all of these lanes are very fed.
Yeah, I mean, 4-0-2 Renekton, 2-0-8 Elise. I mean, really, the only person that doesn't have a good amount of kills and a huge amount of gold is Braum. But, I mean, he's basically just a shield at this point and a ward machine. And he's doing a wonderful job at that, might I add.
Yeah, like, basically the support's job is just to peel for the whole entire team. And that's exactly what Braum does. He has a whole entire shield to block whatever Space Age has to offer. They have the Thresh, they have the Orb of Deception coming out from Ahri, they have the Irelia ult. I don't know what it's called at the moment, but they do have the Irelia ult that he can easily block.
Transcendent Blades.
Yeah, and then on top of that, once Divine Mind notices that Space Age wasted all of that, they are going to try and engage off of that. So it's they're playing their comp just very well, and you already see tons of wards are coming down from Baron over on the side of Divine Mind.
Yeah, they just want to keep that vision in case they get the opportunity to go for it. I mean, just one more pick, and depending on who they get, they got a good chance of just being able to rush the Baron. And at that point, it's going to spell game over. I mean, we're already almost there, but that would just be the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, but one thing I also, again, I really like coming out from Divine Mind is that they're basically taking over the enemy jungle. They're placing as many wards as they can into the enemy jungle so that once Divine Mind sees Space Age go into their own jungle, they're going to easily catch them out, or it's going to open up a very nice opportunity. Example, this dragon right here.
Yeah, that's dragon number 4 right now, and you know, with the changes to dragon, that means you take 15% less damage from turrets due to dragon number 4. So good lord, they're already so strong, and they're just going to be able to dive you now even easier.
Yeah, you see that Frantic, and look at his health. It's just so enormous. And you already saw when Divine Mind was trying to dive, it was very easily done, mainly because all of Divine Mind's very tanky. So on top of that, they are going to be taking 30% less damage, and you already see a Baron coming out from them.
Yeah, 26 minutes in. It's not going down the fastest, but there's nothing the other team can do. Guy from that place does jump in. Frantic is going to be going down thanks to a great hook. There is the Glacial Fissure, and it looks like the ult coming out from all over. Fishing in the bot doesn't go down. Pronib's finally coming in. He's going to try to get what he can. There goes down Irelia. Smelly needs to back on out of this one now. The hook does miss. Pronibs gets exhausted, gets Cocoon. He's going down now. Should have left just a little bit earlier. As we see Ahri going down herself now. Guy from that place. And, man, this game is probably about 3 or 4 minutes away from being over.
Yeah, it's something that Space Age, they looked very sloppy with, was just that whole entire team fight in general. You saw that it was actually going in the favor of Space Age, but then they kind of separated. And that's exactly what they didn't need to happen. That's the only thing that they needed to watch out to happen. They separated, and off of that, Divine Mind capitalized, and they said that the 1v1, like at this point of the game, it's going to go in the favor of Divine Mind, whoever it is.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened. They tried to 1v1 at that Dragon Pit, and it just didn't work out for them. Plus, the exhaust was on top of Pronibs. Didn't really help them out.
And Pronibs was so late to the fight as well.
Yeah.
Had he been there just a little bit earlier, especially with how easily they took out Frantic. But like you mentioned as well, part of it was how they split up. If they wouldn't have split, if Pronibs would have been there, that would have been a huge win coming out for Space Age Lizards. By the way, I love their team name.
Yeah, for sure. One thing that it was actually kind of scary because you saw that 4 members of Space Age versus 1 Braum in that case. Frantic was bottom, but it was 4 members, and just all of the Space Age are just so scared of that Braum alone.
Yeah, I mean, his Glacial Fissures have been on point. He really helped win the bottom lane for his team. And now at this point, he's a stun machine and he's doing everything right at this point. He's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, you saw that I was talking about a little bit in Champion Select is in this style of a siege, you need to wait to get a pick. You need a Braum Q like Sinister Shaco just did there, or you also need to wait for Aurelia. Aurelia maybe going in?
She went in, got a little bit of damage, walked out on that one. CC does miss, but there's a hook over onto Sneaky. He immediately gets away from this one. Sinister Shaco doing a great job of holding that line. Fury does go in, but there is a red inhibitor going down. Fury does go ahead and pop the Zhonya's, but he gets melted. It doesn't matter. They're going in pretty far. Frantic fairly low, but not enough damage is coming out from Space Age Lizards. There is 3 for 1 or 3 for 2 right now. Make that a 4 for 2. Godlike DMV Sneaky Pronibs going down now. That is the ace, and that is game number 1 going to Divine Mind.
A complete annihilation coming out from Divine Mind, 21-6, almost a 13k lead going over them on the side of Divine Mind. 29 minutes into this game, GG Divine Mind, you guys picked up game 1.
Yeah, they did a great job. It was mainly a matter of the counter pick in the top lane and just definitely having better lanes. I'm going to say right now, I know this is more of a Captain Flowers thing. I know he's the guy that picks the MVP. But hey, I got one for this game. My MVP this game is going to Sinister Shaco. He did such a great job supporting in the bottom lane, doing a great job on the siege, getting in front with all of his shields. He won the bottom lane and let Sneaky get ahead. If it wasn't for that, I mean, Pronibs and Fishing in the bot were just destroying that lane early. They got that level 2. They went in. They just kind of sat back, farmed up, got some levels. As soon as they could Glacial Fissure, bam, that blew everything up. Got a kill over onto Sneaky, and it snowballed from there.
Yeah, we are going to be taking just a little bit of a break, but this is a best of 3, I believe. So we are going to be seeing maximum 2 more games or minimum 1 game. But other than that, Space Age versus Divine Mind going to happen in about 5 minutes. You guys don't want to miss it. Go take a little bit of a break. But other than that, come back in 5 minutes. Stay tuned.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 of this best of 2. Divine Mind picking up a big win last game. And it looks like they are going to be over on the Divine Mind going to be on the red side this game. We got Space Age Lizards over on the blue side. My name is DJ Darkwing D with the saved one. And we see pretty much the same bands coming out. Last game we saw Kha'Zix, Rek'Sai, and Quinn coming out. Lissandra is going to be banned away. Definitely a good idea this game.
It's 3 mid lane bans going over onto Fury. Now that is it's detrimental towards him, but that opens up so much opportunity to the other lanes because it allows the other lanes to play whatever they want. So they can play their best champion, they can play their best comp, minus Fury. But other than that, Quinn, Kha'Zix, Rek'Sai being picked up.
Bands.
Yeah, being the bands over on Divine Mind. And Space Age is going to try and take the Braum away from Sinister Shaco. Now, he played a very, very nice Braum. He peeled. He did exactly what Braum is supposed to do.
He was a beast.
Yeah, he completely. I think he almost carried that bottom lane almost completely.
He did.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. I do want to see. Okay, because there's going to be 2 picks over on the side of Space Age, so I do want to see if they try and prioritize their strongest picks here.
Well, it looks like they might be. It looks like they're going with 2 of the same picks from last time. They want to keep the Kalista. They've locked her in. It looks like Smelly. Go ahead and stay with the Elise. I mean, these were 2 really strong picks for them last time, and it seems like they're kind of comfort picks.
Yeah, you don't like when you get together with a bot lane duo, you not only want to figure out what your strong point is you also want to play to the strengths
that was fast.
Yeah, you also want to play to the strengths of your ADC, and very, very quickly, Space Age is going to be picking up the Zac, and they are going to be picking up as well is the Ezreal. Now, both of these picks are very, very strong. Zac offers a lot of gank potential level 3. I want to emphasize that level 3 mainly because he doesn't really get that elastic shot, or if he does get that level 2, he really does need the rest of his kit to really pull off the full max gank.
We'll see. It looks like Shaco is going to pick up the alley. Sneaky now. Go ahead and lock in the Ahri for Fury.
Yeah, one thing that's actually very, very scary coming up from Divine Mind here is, as I was saying, is that since you banned 3 mid laners, it opens up so much potential for the rest of the lanes, and you can easily see that coming up from the Kalista Alistar lane, because this lane is it just dominates just completely. You see how much CC combined both of them have. You have the Kalista Rend for the finish. You have the Kalista ult, not to mention even that. Once you throw Alistar in, he can very easily, I think it's headbutt? Pulverize. You pulverize first, and then you can knock back whoever into the Kalista for her to easily pick up a kill. Not to mention the Braum, Ezreal lane, very, very passive lane in general, but scaling into the mid game, Ezreal is just going to be a complete beast. Also, ProNips is going to be picking up the Lux, and also Blue Poro is going to be picking up the Poppy.
Yeah, now, I mean, they saved Prantic for last, and I think that's a good choice, letting him get the counter pick for the red side. Who do you think is going to be a good pick? It looks like possibly a Lulu, as they really have everything else they need coming in from the team.
Yeah.
So a little bit of utility there is pretty nice.
Yeah, there is a ton of damage over on the side of Divine Mind already. Not to mention, the Lulu actually does a surprising amount of damage.
Oh, yeah.
So she's a humongous lane bully, so already we know that Prantic loves to play these lane bully type champions. So he pulled up the Renekton last game, so I want to see if he can do the exact same on this Lulu. Not to mention, usually in the top lane matchups, ranged kind of are favored over melee. So Blue Pro is going to have a lot of struggles in this top lane versus Prantic if Prantic can get all of the damage out that he needs to get out. But other than that, Divine Mind's comp is just looking so monstrous.
Yeah, I really think that Divine Mind really got the best of this champ select. They have so much damage, they got so much CC. I mean, everyone brings a little bit of CC on this team.
Mhm.
I mean, geez, man, this is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous what they're bringing to the table. Not to say that Space Age Lizards doesn't bring their own forms of
Yeah.
CC. They all have a little bit of something, including if Ezreal goes the blue route, which there's no doubt in my mind he's going to. Blue Ezreal is in such a strong place right now. I play it all the dang time. One of my, hell, I main Ezreal, so
Yeah.
I know what's up with Blue Ezreal, and it's so ridiculously sick right now, and I have to play the crap out of it before it gets nerfed.
Yeah, okay, so both of these teams, taking a step back just a little bit more, both
Just
of
a
these
little.
teams need to play to their comp. This is something that's very, very emphasized when you are playing ranked 5s or in this tournament setting. So you already see, over on the side of Space Age, is that they have more of a poke slash pickoff comp. You have the Poppy slam into the wall. You have the Ezreal for the poke. You have the Lux for the easy burst, right? And then you also have the Braum. If you can get a very, very nice Braum ult off, maybe that can very easily be followed up with a Zac. Not to mention, over on the side of Divine Mind, they have more of a team fight slash pickoff comp. You have the Ahri, at least for the pick. You also have the Kalista ult, also for the pick. And then you also have Lulu basically sitting beside the ADC, just waiting to ult or just waiting to provide utility for the rest of her team. I honestly think this is going to be a very, very even matchup, to be honest. We're just looking at picks, because I think if both of these teams just play to the style of their comp, it's going to be very, very action-packed.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is going to be, I think, a big bloodbath, as really everyone that we have in this match is kind of a very aggressive laner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. And even though maybe Lulu is probably the least amount of aggressive laner on this team,
Yeah.
it is in the hands of Frantic, and we've seen what he can do.
Yeah, it's something that you need to realize when you are playing, just League of Legends in general, is when to play aggressive and when to play defensive. You saw that last game, is that in the early game, even though it looked like Lucian was actually winning that lane, the Kalista was very, very smart in the way of playing passive until she saw an opening. Once she saw that opening, she capitalized instantly. She used her ultimate, she used the CC that her and Braum had in order to execute, I think it was the Lucian in that case. She didn't want to go for any more in that early game. But over on the side of Divine Mind, they know when to play aggressive and they know when to play passive. So I don't think Frantic's going to really have a problem of doing that. And not to mention, Ezreal is a very, very big lane bully. So I think that they're going to get shoved in just as they did last game. But if they can get the Elise ganks off in this early game just like last game, I think that this game might be favored over on the side of Divine Mind. And even just not to mention this mid lane matchup. It's going to be so action-packed. I cannot wait to see what both of these teams have to offer. It is 20 seconds left of the delay before we jump into the loading screen. So guys, go to the washroom, get a drink, get some food, because this game is going to be very, very exciting. You guys do not want to miss it. Just stay tuned.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 of in-house 5v5, or excuse me, house. I keep saying in-house. It's House Party 5v5. My bad on that. Game number 2 of this Academy League matchup. Divine Mind on the red side, up 1-0 right now against Space Age Lizards on the blue side. I just have to throw a shout out. Pink Zach. GG, bro. You got this.
Yeah, I think that Riot kind of made up for the lack of skins that Zach was getting with the pool party, and then they also gave him 3 extra chroma skins. So that was actually
just
kind of
pick
fun.
Zach. That's all you need. That's all you need. And it looks like they're going to be going over onto Shaco. He does get stunned up, and that's going to be first blood. It goes over to Blue Poro. That is going to be much needed. He's going to possibly be able to go back, get himself a little bit of something before heading back to lane.
Yeah, so you already see that top lane, there's a small advantage going over to the side of Poppy since she did get the first blood. Plus, the rest of her team got an assist, so I think that's an extra. I think maybe
each 20, one got 25.
25, yeah. So it's gonna be a very, very big advantage for Poppy in general because she just picked herself up a Ruby Crystal, so she's going to be a lot more tankier in this top lane. So I think that takes a little bit of pressure off of Zach, just maybe try and focus more of the mid lane and the bot lane, knowing that Poppy is ahead. But with that kill, Poppy does need to play it right, because what most players don't really kind of recognize is if they are stronger and they do have a kill, they can very easily kill the enemy laner, and that's exactly what Poppy needs to do in this early game, is just abuse Prantic as much as she can.
Yeah, she's going to try. I mean, the range is going to be real nice, so we'll see how it works out. But yeah, she does have the chance, Blue Poro does have a chance to do this right, and it's a matter of just playing safe and just farming up a little bit.
Yeah, it's also knowing how to play against a ranged laner just in general, because if you know how to do that, then this lane is going to be it's going to go very, very easily for Poppy. And something that we actually did not mention is that the Space Sage bottom lane actually went the Krug.
Yeah,
or they started the Krug mid lane.
Ooh, a good charm in the mid lane. A good amount of damage. There's the ignite tipping. There's the flash, but one more auto attack is going to help Fury pick up a kill, and just like that, he is well far ahead in this mid lane.
Yeah, even though you banned 3 of his champions, he still has a 4th, just in case you banned all 3 of his champions. But it's actually not all of his champions, because we just saw a solo kill go over on the side of Ahri. And one thing I actually don't really see that often is Ahri's actually getting solo kills. I don't know if it's just at the elo that I'm at, people don't know how to play Ahri to the aggressive side. So that was actually a very, very nice pick coming up from him. Already, both bottom lanes are going to be hitting that level 2. And one thing that Fishing and Bot was doing last game and is doing this game again is he is going to be zoning out the Divine Mind's bottom lane.
Yeah, they did a great job of this last time. It's a matter of they need to just go ahead and get some XP, but they're going to be so far behind thanks to the Krug start.
Yeah.
So they're actually going right on in. He needs to go ahead and pop Fishing up. But man, Sneaky taking so much damage. He's going to go ahead and pop his... Oh man, Prantic getting caught out, gets stunned up right there, takes a good amount of damage. That's exactly what Poro needed.
Yeah, it's exactly... He was just patiently waiting. He allowed the wave to push onto him just so that when Prantic lines up with the wall, he can easily smash him into the wall. And that's exactly what he did. Zach actually did try and come top lane, maybe for a gank. Nothing too much going to happen up there. But since Kalista actually maybe overextended in this early game, the wave is going to be pushing onto her. So she is going to be down CS, just like we saw last game. So hopefully the Zach can maybe make his way down.
Poro taking another bit of damage as he tries to go in, but Prantic just about out of mana now.
Yeah, it's something that Lulu really needs the poke from her Q. So other than that, pushing up this lane onto the Poppy actually goes into Poppy's favor just a little bit. But you see bottom lane did hit level 4 before the enemy did. So it's just even more of an advantage going over on the side of them. Nothing too much happening. Knock up from Shaco.
Yeah, they desperately need a gank. That's one thing we haven't seen so far is any type of jungle presence from either team. But if you look up in the top lane, they do got a pink blob up there right now.
Yeah, Zac did try and gank top lane maybe a minute ago. He did try and go back into his jungle, take the wolves, and he also went back top lane again. A little bit of aggression going in from fishing in bot, nothing too much going to happen there. But since Blue Poro actually pushed out that wave, or was pushing very, very aggressively, it denied Zac of actually getting the gank off, so that was extremely detrimental to Zac basically not wasting any time. And you already see that he's going to be taking that Grump, so he's going to be trying to go for more of just the jungle, just farm up best as he can. But you see mid lane, Lux is just struggling against this Ahri.
Yeah, down 10 CS, down a kill. We do see the Spider Queen in the bottom lane. Looks like actually nothing going to happen there. And they try to push her up, but actually a lot of damage coming out from Frantic there. But like I was saying, trying to push up in that bottom lane to give her the opportunity to come in with a lane gank.
Yeah, it's something that we see Frantic doing actually very, very often, is that whenever he sees that the enemy laner is maybe down a little bit of, or is maybe a little bit too overextended, or just like anything of that matter, he tries to go in. Oh, we see Zac.
And Frantic does get caught up. He doesn't get up into the wall. Here is Fury. Unfortunately, the charm does miss. Zoo is going to get... oh, man, what a great job by knocking away the Lulu. Needs to get in. Auto attacks are going to do a little bit, but doesn't have the mana to really continue to get the kills there. And it does look like Zac is going to be able to jump away. I really thought we were going to see a couple of kills there, but great job by Blue Poro using the ulti and saving his team, really.
Yeah, it was a very, very nice roam by the Ahri, but then it was also a very, very nice counter engage by the Zac just in general. So we see a little bit of action going on in the top lane. Nothing too much is going to be coming out of it, though. We see that Lulu 47 CS to Poppy's 37, so 10 extra CS on top of that. It looks like Lulu is actually going to be rushing the Zhonya's.
Yeah, one thing though with that, because of that first blood, even though she's down, was down about 10 CS, she's still up 200 gold.
Yeah, so she is going to be going more of the aggression build that Poppy offers. But one thing that I think she needed to maybe try and communicate with her team before buying that Siege, or Phage, my bad, is maybe try and communicate with the team a little bit.
Oh, Smelly coming around the backside. Sinister, though, accidentally uses the Pulverize. They do a good amount of damage over to bot. But unfortunately, due to the messed up combo there by Sinister,
yeah,
nothing really going to come out of that.
Yeah, nothing really going to go into Divine Mind's bottom lane. Nothing too much happening there. But again, in the top lane, I think she should have communicated with her team if she needs to go more of the damage build or if she needs to go more of the tankier build. Because other than Poppy, there is the Zac for the tankiness and there's also the Braum. But did she actually need to act as a frontline type figure? And with the Triforce, is she going to be able to do that?
That remains to be seen. Frantic pushing up now. And I think this is really where Frantic is going to be able to really become the bully.
Yeah.
Keep it pushed up, try to deny some CS, but...
Yeah, it's something that Lulu... That's one of Lulu's strengths, is past 6 and after her first back, that's where her ginormous power spike is. That's when you can easily...
Oh.
Yeah, again, you just saw the amount of damage that she outputs after level 6 and once she goes back to base to get that one item. So she is going to be doing a ton of damage in this top lane. So I think, and even you see Zac is towards that bottom lane, so there's not really going to be much action top lane coming out from him. But other than that, Blue Poro is not having a fun time.
No, not at all. What I'm surprised that we haven't seen yet is the Glacial Fissure coming out from Fishing. You know, he went the Ignite. He's got a good support that can do a lot of that damage. Frantic getting hit up once again. A lot of damage from Blue Poro. Great job by Blue Poro, really. If he can continue to get the dashes into the wall, he has a really good chance in this lane, but he needs to continue the aggression. Try to get a few more of those hits into the wall.
Yeah, I think in Fishing and bot, we actually might be seeing a dive into this top lane.
Oh man, over into the wall once again. Here comes in Fury though. Poro goes down. Here comes in Zac. Uses the ultimate. He's gonna bounce around. Not much coming out of that, though. He's going to have to back off. Tried to save his team, but it was just too late. And looks like they might try to put down onto this tower. But Zoo is going to chill here. Going to try to clear everything out.
Yeah, it's something that this Zac player, just even from last game when he was playing the Vi, is that he was always very, very late to respond to the ganks that Divine Mind was outputting. But again, going back to your Braum point, is that I think that actually might have been a little bit of miscommunication, or even just a lack of knowledge of the bot lane in general coming out from Braum, is because you see that the Ezreal, even just the Ezreal as a champion, is that he doesn't really reach his power spike until he really gets the Mermana, or until he gets the Frozen Fist. Until that point, Ezreal plays very, very passively and just tries to poke as much as possible. So there's really no engage for Braum to try and set up if Ezreal isn't really that strong yet. Plus, on top of that, you have the Alistar threat and you also have the Kalista threat.
Well, you know, Sneaky, though, at the time was so low. He only had about a third of his health left. I think that would have been the perfect time to go in.
Yeah, it was definitely a missed opportunity coming out from Space Age, but both of these laners are going to be coming back into link with just full health. And it looks like Sneaky has finally reached his recurve bow type power spike. It's a very, very small power spike for Kalista, but it's definitely a power spike nevertheless. So she is going to be trying to put as much as aggression into this bottom lane, but you see Elise trying to make her way bottom side, so we maybe could see something there.
Everyone moving around so much. We'll see how this works out. Ahri coming down herself, Zac in the area as well. Ahri actually decides maybe to back out, maybe not. They do know that Zoo is in the area, and I'm sorry if I keep messing up your name, bro, but they do spot him out. Dragon is going to get started out.
Yeah, it's a complicated
actually going down fairly fast. They do have the red stack, so that is going to be nice. Are they going to be able to just commit to this? Zoo is looking to go in. He does jump in. The final spark does not help out. They're going to send in Sinister Shaco. There comes the bouncing throw. Sinister Shaco not looking too good. He has his ulti on, flashes over the wall, and doesn't look like they're going to go for it. Frantic did come in with his teleport, but it was just a little bit too late.
Yeah, that was a one. It was technically a 1-for-1 trade going over onto the side of Divine Mind, because they did end up picking up that dragon, but dragon isn't really as valuable, or dragon number 1 at least. So I don't know if that was too worth, but that was actually a very, very nice glacial fissure coming out from Braum, just in that fight in general, because he placed it right where the entrance to dragon was. So almost all of them actually had to walk over it in order to survive. So that placing it in that angle, actually, it forced Elise just to basically die, just in general. You saw the Lux come over, she landed the Q, very, very nicely done by her, but she is going to be getting a little bit more bullied by Frantic. It's going to force her to get out of lane, but on top of that, Ahri is going to be coming back into lane with full health, and you see the Elise trying to counter jungle just a little bit.
Yeah, wants to spot that out. Elise is going to have to leave. I don't think anything can really happen from that. Blue buff gets passed over to Guy from that place, but that did leave this this mid tower open, and that is going to be a good. Oh man, but you know everyone's going to throw their ultis out, so just screw what I have to say about this tower. It's going to stay alive for now. Good communication there, and wait for it.
Yeah, I wanted to say it was actually a very, very nice communication over on the side of Divine Mind to try and rotate over into this mid lane tower to try and take it down just a little bit faster. But it was actually very, very nice use of the ults there to try and clear the wave as best as possible, so that it actually didn't end up happening. But Elise is going to be giving the blue buff over to Ahri, so that's going to give her a little bit more of an advantage into this mid lane to try and shove out as best as possible using the Orb of Possession.
Oh, there comes in. Pronim's not looking good. He does get away. Here comes in a teleport from Blue Poro. Shaco does have his ulti on, so he's got a lot of damage reduction. Gets slowed up. They just want to keep him slowed for as long as they can. Smelly Bald Guy does miss his cocoon. It looks like they're going to disengage from this one.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little bit of miscommunication again, just from the TPs in general, because even though you got a stun off, it was a stun onto the Alistar, and on top of that, there wasn't really anything other than just the Braum, and Braum's Glacier Fissure just came up, and I don't think Poppy had Flash, or she did. So she actually could have flash ulted there to maybe try and get a little bit of a kill onto the Alistar, but it wasn't going to be used there, so she is going to try and make her way over to mid lane. But Divine Mind is going to be answering with a mid lane siege.
Yeah, this tower is pretty low. They're fairly close to getting it. Fury takes a good amount of damage there. Zach comes in. He does get stunned up. There's the Ignite ticking. He has his passive, though. But it looks like they are probably going to be able to pick this one up if they can continue onto it. Here comes in Shaco. One more blob to go. It gets smited. Smelly Bald Guy steals that one away.
Gets smited, bro, and the mid lane tower is going to be going down over on the side of Space Age Lizards. But there really was no, again, communication over on the side of Space Age to maybe try and group into this mid lane. You saw that Lux tried to help the Zac tried to engage, but there was the re-engage from Fury. So very, very nice, I guess, kind of prediction or maybe charm just in general coming out from him. But then you also see 5 from Divine Mind going into this bot lane, and now they know what they want to do in this game. You see that top lane tower is down, you see that mid lane tower is down, and the only thing that is left is this bottom lane tower. So very, very nice team communication and just team play in general from Divine Mind. And how are Space Age gonna answer this?
You know, they need to get their own, basically, pushes going themselves. Here comes in Zoo. He's going to jump right on in, but gets caught once again. Gets pushed away, unfortunately. Oh, man, Sinister Shaco has a... gets... What a bro! DMV did this a couple of times last game, and he's I think I want to say in this best of 2, that's about the 4th or 5th time that DVM, not DMV, Sneaky has saved his butt. The DMV, Jesus.
That was actually a very, very nice kind of bait coming out from the Kalista there, mainly because you saw that Kalista, she waited until the Lux ult started channeling, and once that channeled, she was like, okay, it's time to pull you in. So that's when he got pulled in, and it was just very, very nice in general. And as we were saying, Space Age is going to be trying to push, they are going to be pushing this bot lane tower. Maybe they can try and get something off of that, or maybe a dive.
Let's see, they do catch him out. A great job of throwing everything they can. That is the pick potential of this team if they can throw out all this stuff. They got a lot of great AoE damage as well. They got some good disengage as well thanks to the blue Zac, who's just going to be able to kite back. But up in this mid lane, Ahri is up there. Fury is doing what he can. They're sieging onto a tier 1 tower and just letting their tier 2 fall. They're sending Lux up there, but it might be a little bit too late. It's already over half health. The TP coming in onto bot lane. They're going over onto fishing in bot. They don't have the ulti, though, to throw him in. There is the red stacks getting blown. It wasn't enough. They can jump in. Who are they going to push back? They're actually just going to knock him up thanks to a beautiful ult from Frantic. They continue to push in, but it does look like it's only going to be 1 kill there. They saved the mid tower, but they're going to lose this bottom one here right now.
Yeah, 1 kill is I think it's actually very, very worth over to the side of Divine Mind, because you just took out the jungler. So on top of the 2 death, or the 1 death that he already has, he's going to be adding 1 more death on top of that, and they are going to be rotating over to this dragon. So there's going to be no Divine Mind Space Age is not going to contest that in any way possible. Maybe a Lux ult or maybe not. So that dragon is going to be going over on the side of DMV. So that's going to give them their 2nd dragon, which means bonus damage to towers.
Yeah, with the change, you now get, what is it? Let me click on it real quick. 80 damage over 2 seconds with the burn onto turrets, which is really strong. So,
yeah, it definitely adds up over a certain period of time. So, guy from that place is going to be getting that blue buff from this Zac, and Zac is just going to be trying to farm up as best as possible. The only thing that he can really do here is just look for picks with his team, and other than that, he just has to get as tanky as possible, because at this point in the game, he's not going to be that impact that we see that some Zacs do. Some Zacs, they can very, very easily just try to engage without really taking any damage, but at this point in the game, we saw that Zac has been trying to do that recently, and it just hasn't been going into his favor. So from this point on, he just has to try and farm as best as possible, and Divine Mind is trying to look for a pick.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad. I mean, he's got 58 CS.
Yep.
And he's just going to jump right on out of that one. I love seeing that pink blob just fly everywhere. Looks like Rift Herald is on the mind of Divine Mind.
Yeah, but Baron is going to be up in 10 seconds, so can they quickly do this buff?
We'll see. It's not going to be going down, and they're jumping right on in onto this one. Smelly Bald Guy is stuck in the back. He needs to get over the wall. He finally flashes away. Oh, GBM Fury gets caught out. Everything gets thrown onto him. Blue Poro picks up the kill. What a great binding. Down in the bottom lane, we see a great push coming in. It is 2v1. They might be able to jump in onto this one. ProNibs is going to have some good wave clear. He's going to jump right on in, throws the ulti off, and he just gets pulled out. He had the ulti going on. The exhaust is out. Here comes in a teleport now from Blue Poro. Oh, the
no.
stack does not miss. He's going for one more. Sneaky picks that one up. He's just going to go ahead and suicide now.
Yeah, it was actually a very, very funny interaction, just general.
Oh, good flash by Sinister, but Zoo is going to flash right in on that. Blue Poro now picks up a kill for himself, his third of the game.
Yeah, but going on, like, I just love that interaction in the bottom lane. It was very, very troll. I think that they're both laughing about this in general, because you saw that Kalista was actually trying to make her way over to the red buff. She's like, okay, the red buff's up, let's just go and get that, let's play this safe. And then Alistair's like, nah, I want to go in. And then he goes in, and then Kalista's like, oh, okay, let's just go back then.
With his, he had his ulti on.
Yeah.
Oh man, Fury does miss the charm right there. But he had his ulti on. He had all the damage reduction. They could have just stayed in there, but it just didn't work out. And you know, for all we know, he could have just been trying to hurry up, pull him out, and then let Ali jump back in for a second knockup. But I'm gonna go with that's not what was going on.
Yeah, but going back maybe just a minute ago, we saw near that Baron that one of the members of Divine Mind got caught out there, and that's exactly what Space Age needs to do in this mid game, is that they need to look for picks, and whatever picks they can get is super beneficial for them coming into this mid game, because that's exactly what their comp does.
Yeah. We'll see, 22 minutes into this game, we're tied up right now. There is 2 dragons and 2 extra towers on the side of Divine Mind. We're at a 31.1.2, close enough, gold lead, or gold on each side right now, I should say.
Yeah, it's something that both teams, it's going to be a very, very close mid game, just in general, because like this gold lead is even, it's dead even. So these fights are going to go very, very, again, evenly. So if both of these teams can play to the comp, if Space Age can try and pick off maybe 2 or 3 members, then they can very, very easily get some towers. But we see Prantic he is going to be unloading a ton of damage.
Yeah, he's just trying to be in and just kind of cause a little bit of trouble, just delay the rest of his team. Delay the rest of the other team.
Yeah, but one thing that's very, very important to look at is from these 2 players on Divine Mind is that Elise is going to be going for that offensive type build.
Oh, looks like they're actually going to be going in here. Maybe they catch out onto Shaco, but he has the ulti up. They're actually going to jump right on over to Fury. He does manage to get away. Here comes in the rest of the team. Shaco does get thrown back in. He does get the ulti. He gets a ton of health, but there is a double kill now as both Alistar and Lulu get out of this one. Zoo is trying to get in. They need to land a couple of Qs from both Braum and... Oh, jumping in. Oh, Smelly is going to get blown up on that one. Zoo gets a great jump in with the Elastic Slingshot, and that's what this team needed right now.
Yeah.
He picks himself up a little bit of a gold lead. They're going to be able to push in. You see Lux is down now trying to push up the rest of their minions. Meanwhile, you got Poro and Zoo trying to kill these minions off. They need to get this tower right now.
Yeah, it was 2 picks, or not even 2 picks. I think it was a good 4. It was a good 4 picks going over onto the side of Space Age. So very, very well done by them. But as I was saying, one thing that's actually very, very scary. Not scary, it's just I think it's wrong in general. Over on the side of Divine Mind is that Lulu didn't finish her Zanya, so she went right for the Morellonomicon, and Elise is not going tanky, so she actually ended up picking up the Runic Echoes. So that kind of played a role into that fight because she got popped almost instantly, so she couldn't really provide the peel that her team needed. We see Fishing Bot maybe getting caught out into this jungle, but Dragon is going to be coming up, and Divine Mind is instantly going to try and go on it.
Yeah, they have all the time, I shouldn't say all the time in the world, but they have the damage and resources right now to go ahead and melt this dragon. The team, nobody else is really around right now. Lux tried to steal that one, but Guy was just, I want to say, a split second early. Or excuse me,
Yeah,
split second late.
yeah, even though, okay, so how you really play with the Callista smite type thing on your team is you want to try and smite the camp at 2,000 health. Once you smite it at 2,000 health, your damage from smite goes onto it, and then the Callista rends whenever she thinks she can actually just rend it. And that's exactly what they did, but she kind of misunderstood her damage, so it was left at 48 health, but she did still pick it up, so we see a siege already coming out.
Yeah, but Fishing tried to stay out front. They do have some decent wave clear, but it wasn't enough at the moment. They do pick themselves up their 4th tower of the game, get some gold, but the lead still. And mind you, we're 25 minutes in, 2,500 gold, not that much right now.
Yeah, it's not that much, but it is going to be going over onto the side of Space Age, but it's very, very nice rotational play coming out from Divine Mind just in general. So they finished up their job mid, and we see Prantic maybe getting a little bit caught here, or just there's a ton of poke over on the side of Space Age.
If I was sitting here thinking that would have been a good time to go ahead and pop the Glacial Fissure, but Zoo wasn't there. Probably a good idea in the end to save it. But they have the opportunity when they have all 5 in there. Oro does get stuck right there with the cocoon, but not much follow-up. They back off. It looks like they really want to go for something here, but both teams kind of jockeying for position.
Yeah, you actually kind of see that. I think there was actually missed calls on the side of Divine Mind because half of Divine Mind really wanted to go in, but the other half was just like, no, let's just get out of there.
And I think that was the good call.
Yeah, and it was definitely the good call because you saw that Ahri, right when the Zac was charging his elastic shot, she was already halfway towards mid. So she's like, alright, I'm out of here. I do not want to do this, guys. Let's just not fight. So that was, I guess, the better call, and she is going to be going into the top side to try and get as much CS as she can from that giant wave. And we kind of see the 1-3-1 kind of forming in this mid game, and that's exactly what they want to do. Is they want to clear the side lanes, and then from that they want to try and group mid in order to try and maybe get a very, very nice pick from an Ahri charm or even an Elise cocoon.
We'll see how that works out. We're going to see probably a couple of minutes of lull here. Until maybe the next dragon comes up. And that's still, I want to say, I didn't get the timer, so about 3.5, 4 minutes away still.
Yep. Yeah, so we are going to be closing in onto the 30-minute mark, and this is usually where both teams, they try and slowly take their eyes off of Dragon. We see maybe a little bit of pick.
Oh, and Prantic gets caught out, and he's just going to get belted. Almost survived that. Does look like Fishing going to pick that one up. Good pick there. And this is the opportunity.
Yeah.
This is the opportunity for Space Age Lizards to jump in, do what they need to do, get a good push on. They got a good zoning and siege comp going on.
Yeah.
So if they can just push up into this mid lane, it looks like that's what they're trying to do at the moment. We could see this tier 2 tower go down.
Yeah, it's exactly what they needed. They needed one pick onto one of the most fed and important members over on Divine Mind. We see a ton of poke going onto Fury there. The Arcane, or the Ezreal ult is going to be coming out. Maybe this tower could fall.
Yeah, they do have some good wave clear over on the side of Divine Mind, and it looks like they're using it to their advantage. They really needed Fishing up top there to throw a shield out, and they could have taken that tower, but I think at this point it's just a little bit too late.
Yeah, you also saw that Lulu actually had Zhonya's in that fight, but maybe she didn't want to use it. Also, you see that Space Age is trying to push, or they are going to be pushing mid, but Lulu has decided to actually go bottom lane.
Yeah, that's going to be, this tower is going to be going down over to the side of Space Age Lizards. Not enough wave clear in there at the wrong time, and that is the 3rd tower. They're just 1 tower down now, 4K gold lead.
Yeah, but this is actually the point in the game where teams, they slowly take their eyes off of Dragon, because the only team that really has to worry about Dragon, or they both have to worry about Dragon, but in more so, Space Age, they really have to get that Dragon 1 in order to get these bonus damage in the fights, because if they don't, then easily these dragons start stacking up, and it does not matter how many kills the enemy team has. Once you get to the level 5 dragon, these fights are going to just go so one-sided.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is that? Another 1 minute until Dragon's up.
Yeah.
Looks like another tower going down. That is much needed. They're going to try to zone him off of this blue buff. They need to make sure that it doesn't reset on him, though. That could be dangerous. Pro Nib's going to be getting caught out. And Fury has one more dash left. Very fortunate. Spirit Rush saved his life there, coming in from a final spark.
Yeah, we see that Divine Mind might be actually starting this Baron. We saw that Kalista tried to Q it. Nothing really going to happen from that, though. But that's actually what you really want to... Oh, we see a flank, actually, from Frantic.
Oh, yeah, Frantic is coming in, but he's going to get caught. Smelly is going to get hit as well. Oh, man, and here comes in Lulu. Or, excuse me, there comes in Poppy. Going to pick up a double kill. There's a stun over onto Shaco. He's just going to get CC'd left and right. His ultimate has gone away. He's going to flash over the wall, though, right into a waiting Blue Poro. Dude does slow up Fury. They're going to jump right on in. And there comes in the ultimate from Braum. We've been waiting for that one. Stun into the wall. And this could be Baron here, or they're going to push up into this mid lane.
That Poppy carried that fight just completely. The Steadfast Presence, which is her W, she prevented two of them from getting away. In particular, she prevented the Elise from repelling, and she also prevented the Kalista from trying to kite. Once Steadfast Presence goes up, you cannot dash away. You cannot repel up. So that hurt Kalista and Elise so hard that they just died. And now you already see Space Age going for this Baron.
And they're doing it a little bit wrong. They're staying so far behind. Spikes were coming out. It does look like they are going to get it, though, because Elise decided not to come on up. They didn't really have the vision, though, so they had no idea what was going on there. Had she come in, just checked it, might have had the opportunity to maybe go for a steal. She might have died. Yeah. I just noticed now she doesn't have flash. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this is going to be Dragon number 4 coming out for Divine Mind.
Yeah, so Divine Mind, where their mindset is right now. All they really need to do is look for picks and look for these dragons. There could be maybe a fight coming out here. But
that would have been a decent fight. It looks like they're... did look like Shaco was trying his best to maybe bait that out. Red buff going over to Pro Nibs, but nothing going to come of that now. And it's time for Divine Minds to just stall the game.
Yeah, it's basically Divine Mind. All they have to do is wait for this Baron to go up. So when the Baron goes up, your playstyle completely changes from maybe more of an offensive / defensive to a completely offensive. You need to look for the picks, and you need to allow the enemy team to push up onto you, and then just wait there as best as possible. If Divine Mind can look for these picks and just allow the wave to push, I think they might have a chance. But other than that, a pause is going to be coming out. So this actually allows both teams to maybe clear their mindset, because some of Divine Mind might be maybe a little bit tilted, because you see that Elise is 1 in 3. You see that Lulu is 1 in 3. Again, you see that Kalista is 1 in 3. So there's all of these weaknesses going out from each of these players, so the only fed one really is Ahri. So if Ahri can maybe get a good charm off once the Baron goes down, then maybe they can get something. But other than that, I think that Space Age is also taking a step back, relaxing just a little bit from all of this hype that's happening, and they're just kind of analyzing where they're at this game right now. They see that a lot of their team is fed, and that they are going to be pushing this mid lane tower. Most likely, I think it might just go down for them, and then once that happens, maybe they can try and engage. But right now, you see that Elise is definitely caught out. So if fishing in bot can land a good Q and maybe a glacial fissure to land on top of that, then she can very, very easily get comboed.
Yeah, he's got the ulti up right now. It's not like they're on stage at LCS, so they do have the chance to actually talk about what's going on and figure something out. The issue is lag, it looks like, for Fury coming out. And like Fishing says in chat, it just wouldn't be a House Party 5v5 without pause.
Yeah, it's something that we very, very often see in these in-houses, or even, even in...
House Party 5v5, bro.
Yeah, just even in general, is that see these pauses coming out. But other than that, it looks like both of these teams, I think they're ready. I think that's an R coming out in the chat. Other than that, this game is going to be unpaused. 3, 2, 1. This game is unpaused. They are trying to make the siege, but a pick.
Oh man, here comes in Sinister. They're actually throwing everything they can. Blue Poro does go down. This is the opportunity. They just keep knocking everybody up. Glacial Vision comes out, but they're on the run now. They got a giant Alistar coming at them right now. Zoo does get caught. Sinister Shaco caught as well. Zoo is going to flash away and jumps away himself. Good job getting the siege out of there. Good opportunity. Oh! And what a shot from Pro Nibs. Picks himself up a great cheeseburger. It looks like the opportunity to push is now gone. Ooh, good Zhonya's by Frantic. Fishing in the bot does get a nice little chair over there. That should be a disqualification. But we're at League of Legends, not professional wrestling. So,
yeah, it was. I think it was just tunnel vision by Divine Mind just there, and just in general. It's because they're just like, okay, one of them is dead. Let's just go in. But then they had, or Space Age had just had so much re-engage and just so much poke that Divine Mind just definitely got caught out there, causing two of them to die, mainly being Sinister Shaco and Frantic. Other than that, it doesn't look like any humongous objectives are going to be coming up. The one thing that's actually very, very good for Divine Mind is that Space Age didn't really get any humongous objectives off of that. So they did not get a dragon, they didn't get any real towers, they got some damage off onto that mid lane tower, but that's kind of the ideal situation for Divine Mind. So I think as Baron slowly runs out, or it is going to be running out at the moment for Space Age, it looks like Divine Mind might want to try and siege onto this mid lane tower.
Yeah, they're doing what they can. They see the opportunity coming in now. They are pretty far behind, but if they not get picked off, this could work out fairly well for them.
Yeah, both teams are definitely trying to look for a pick, and they're both trying to see what objectives they can really take. We saw in the early game that Divine Mind had very, very nice rotations, but ever since really the 25-minute mark, it's been kind of an ARAM match where the side lanes don't really matter as much as mid lane really does for both teams, and just going back and forth trying to look for a pick doesn't really accomplish anything. So basically, DMV is just trying to stall as much time as they can just for the dragon to come out, because once that Dragon 5 comes out, these fights are going to be going so differently.
Yeah, that's going to be the opportunity for them, and it does look like Fishing in the Bot does get hit with a charm. He takes a good amount of damage. It looks like they want to push up. They're trying to keep everyone off to the side so they can push as fast as they can and get that tower down. They're all going around the opposite side though, and I don't think this is going to work.
Yeah, it's just basically back and forth type play coming out from both teams. You see that tower is actually extremely low. It's only on 1,000 health. So in these next couple of waves, I think this tower could be going down. But off of that tower going down, there actually could be a re-engage.
Yeah, I mean, they got such good wave clear. It looks like this is the opportunity. There goes in Sinister Shaco again. Hits him. Oh, man, Ezreal gets hit on back. Final Spark comes out. So much AoE coming out from both teams right now. Nobody down just yet. Smelly Ball Guy does dive in deep. Blue Poro going to be going down. Shaco going to be going down next. It looks like barely gets away. Fishing in the dark. I can't believe Pro Nibs is even still alive. What is going on here? A 1-for-1 coming out, and everyone disengages once again. They need to get set because in just a minute and a half is this Dragon number 5.
When you play jungle, for any of you jungle mains out there, if you are as behind as this Elise is, she's 1 in 3. She has that locket. If you actually watched her in that fight, is she tunnel visioned onto the backline, which is exactly what you do not want to do. She doesn't really do as much damage as the rest of the members on her team, and the real only member that was going really ham was that Kalista. So what you really want to do is, since you are so far behind on this type of jungler, or just any jungler in general, is you want to stay right beside your ADC in order to peel for them. If she was beside Kalista in that fight, I think they actually maybe could have picked up 1 or 2 more kills on top of that. But as you said, Dragon number 5 is going to be coming up in 30 seconds, and this is going to be a humongous bloodbath to try and get it.
Yeah, Fury as well as Bald Guy did go back. They're going to heal up. Looks like Zhonya's finished off for Fury, which is going to be very useful in this next fight. 20 seconds to go. The posturing is about to happen. They're trying to push out mid lane right now and deny some vision. how this goes. Everyone is around now. This could be the fight that determines this game.
Yeah, you see ProNibs trying to go a little bit too hard onto the Elise Lulu, but you also see that Divine Mind is going to be pushing up that mid lane. So someone does have to go into the mid lane to try and stop that wave, or they are just going to try and engage onto this dragon.
They need to send nobody to mid right now. The focus of everything should be on this dragon. It is started. Looks like the fishing is actually going over towards the pink ward right now. That needs to be the last thing on his mind. They need to go in. And there goes in a pink blob, jumps in, gets the knock up on the bald guy. Disengage does happen, but it looks like Dragon is still in the sights. He is at half health. They're going in once again. It does reset, gets a little bit of health back. Blue Poro gets caught with the charm. They're trying to jump in once again. It is getting, they just keep going back and forth. The great ulti, this might be the Dragon #1 for the blue team, and it is. They stall the game just a little bit and keep themselves alive. I'm really surprised we didn't see a huge fight right there.
Yeah, it was something that both teams, or Space Age had a chance to fight there, but they just wanted to get that one dragon and then just leave. They just want to get what they have to get, not get greedy, and just get out of there.
Oh, Barret is up. They're headed right towards it right now.
Yeah, one thing that Space Age actually did very, very well is they used the Poppy ult to their advantage. So a very, very nice Poppy ult and very, very nice mechanics in general by Blue Poro. But one thing that the red team doesn't have is vision.
Oh, Fury jumps in. He's going to get hit with a Glacial Fissure. Zach is going to jump in. The pink blob is doing what he can. A good shield, some good health coming in for Sneaky. That's going to disengage this one. Zoo tries to go back in. It's not going to be enough, though. And this might be the opportunity to back off and possibly get this Baron. Looks like they want to siege, though. I don't think this is the right choice, as there's still some good wave clear coming out from the side of Divine Mind, with no minions coming in for Space Age Lizards.
Yeah, the Kalista in that fight just looked so, just buffed up. And one of the main reasons is because she had Locket on her. She had Face of the Mountain. She had the Lulu ult. She had all of the Lulu shields. And just the amount of peel that the Alistar offered. So there is going to be a mid lane siege onto this tower, hopefully bringing it down. And off of that, maybe they can try and back to base, or maybe just even go for this Baron.
And the turret finally does go down. They're going to try to go in. Shaco does get knocked up. He doesn't have his ulti, though. He's going to take quite a bit of damage. They're actually going to go right on over to Sneaky. Gets knocked up, gets hit with a final spark, goes down. Smelly bald guy is going to be going down next. Blue Poro trying to do what he can. He actually manages to live. They go over onto Shaco, who's going to try to get over the wall. Manages to, but still drops down. They're going over onto the inhibitor now. Charm barely misses, and this is going to be the first inhibitor of the game. 40 minutes in, as the siege finally works.
Yeah, it was a very, very nice choice going out from Space Ages. That was their #1 chance. Once they used all of their type of abilities on Kalista, they really had nothing else to protect her with. So Space Age was like, okay, let's just push up, maybe get that inhib that we've been going back and forth for a good 20 minutes to try and get. So yeah, 20 minutes of this game has just been both teams going back and forth, trying to get as many picks as possible. The score is 21-8. Almost a 10k lead going over for Space Age, but this is definitely not looking good for Divine Mind.
No, 41 minutes in, 9k gold lead, just under 9k at this point. Looks like Baron might be on the mines. They're going to clear out some wards. I guess ward, but
yeah, it's something that Divine Mind definitely has to get on top of. It's just the ward control in general onto this Baron. You see that Fishing and Bot is trying to maybe look for a pick into this jungle. You see that the one ward is going to be cleared out of the Baron, so Divine Mind is definitely just, they're completely blind in general. Lulu is bottom, Kalista has to hold mid. Space Age is trying to look for a pick, and they might find it onto this Alistar.
Yeah, they're trying to get the stun over onto Alley. One more shot will do it, but they decide to back off on this.
Yeah, but I think, honestly, they maybe could have picked up a Baron there. You saw that 2 members of Divine Mind were definitely occupied, trying to do their own things. And you can also see that Divine Mind's jungle is just completely lit up. And the one point where Elise is actually near this Baron is they're actually going to start it. But can she actually steal it?
We'll see. They're going to actually back off from this Baron as everyone else is coming in. They are going to throw the chair at the bald guy who smells pretty bad. They're going right on into Fury. He gets hit barely with the wall. He does get the Lulu ultimate, so he's going to be able to back out. But so much CC, so much AoE coming out as well. You know, we talked about this just a little bit. If Zoo could get the right ultimates in, this was going to be really great for Space Age Lizards. And he's been doing that over the last 20 minutes, and that just won the game for this team.
This Poppy is completely carrying this team. Just, even though the rest of the team definitely has the damage to support him, this Poppy has been the one carrying all of these fights. You saw that one dragon fight in near the dragon to deny 5th dragon from them. You saw just that Baron type re-engage, and they are trying to siege onto this mid lane.
Yeah, they're going to actually jump over onto Fury, gets hit with a final spark, and that is going to be all she wrote. GGs are coming out, and this is going to be a tie coming out 2-2. Zach jumps on. He's going to get hit with the laser, though. Barely gets out. He's a tiny little pink blob. Congratulations, Space Age Lizards. Take it 1-1 in this first best of 2 for Academy League. So, man, you know, obviously MVP goes to Poppy in that one. Blue Poro just wrecked it from getting first blood.
Yep.
Completely destroyed the team, carrying it.